All right, it's time for another Survivor All-Star interview. Joining us is the fourth place finisher from Survivor All-Stars. Maggie, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
How are you doing, Maggie?
I'm doing well.
Well, good. We have a lot to talk about. I think it's fair to say that on the second season of Survivor, you probably had a bigger impact than you did on your first season. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I would definitely agree. I think I actually tried to play the game this time instead of just following people around.
Yeah, well, we saw a lot from you. We also saw a lot of emotion from you. Let's
Oh,
tackle
yeah.
that subject first, because that's kind of the last thing we saw from you was Martha voted you out, and you obviously took it very hard. How are you doing now?
I'm doing good. Martha and I are still friends.
Good to
but
hear.
yeah. I think the main reason that I was so emotional was because I didn't really think that she would ever vote me out, which was a mistake. I was just so used to following every move that she made, which was definitely not the right way to go. And I think when I woke up that third day, I just I stopped playing the game and I totally forgot about making final two alliances, which was like a really bad idea. And so I should have seen it coming.
So you were playing the game pretty hard from the beginning. Were you surprised at yourself at how well you were able to do without Martha over on Shua?
I was really surprised actually. Yeah. I mean, I it really forced me to make my own alliances and play the game myself. And I think actually when we got back together during the tribal switch, I think it actually hurt me in the long run because I kind of started following her and went back into my old routine.
So looking back on it, was there anything that you think you could do differently? Do you have any regrets about specific moves or specific things you did?
I think my biggest regret is just not making any final two alliances. Like, I think it would have been smarter to maybe align with Martha for the final two, or even Shandy. I don't know
Yeah, so
what was
let's
going through
talk
my
about
head.
that. At the final tribal council, Martha said, "Maggie and I never made a final two, did we, Maggie?" And you said, "I don't know. I don't remember that." So what was the
Yep.
deal? You just assumed you were going to go to the final two and never talked about it?
I guess I just assumed. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a really bad mistake on my part. I actually didn't even think that far ahead. But yeah, I think the main reason was I was just so focused on doing better than I did last season that I just was expecting people to carry me like they did before, but they
So
didn't.
had you gone to the final three with Shandy and Martha, which was your plan, would you have taken Martha to the end if you would have won?
I'd probably take Martha over Shandy because Shandy just played such a good game, and I think the entire jury just really liked her.
Now, Shandy actually submitted a viewer question for you, and
Oh,
she asked the question that after you voted off Kyle, she felt a bit distant from you. She felt like something had changed in your guys' ability to trust each other. She said, "I wants to know, is that true, or was that something made up in her head?"
well, I think after Shandy voted with Amanda and Darren and Sigrid, I did lose a little bit of trust in her, and I found that Martha was the one that was just like, Maggie, you have to believe Shandy, you have to go with her, and I just was really uneasy about that, and so I was a little bit more distant towards her, but I still, because Martha told me to, I still trusted her.
Now, what went into your final decision to vote for Martha to win in the end? Was it just loyalty in the end that you had to vote for your friend to win the whole game?
Yeah, I mean, she helped me get as far as I did in the game, and so, but they both played a really good game, and I felt like I had to vote Martha over Shandy.
Now, watching both of them play the game, do you think they both played a good game? Would you vote for Shandy now watching, or do you think that Martha actually did play the better game?
Honestly, I would probably vote for Shandy just because watching it back, I guess once again, I didn't realize something, surprise, but Shandy, she did a really good job of playing both sides, both with Darren and Amanda and with Martha and I. And I guess I didn't realize how like involved she was on both aspects of like no both sides of the tribe. I mean after the merge, but and so she just played such a good game, and I think she really surprised me. So
So, what did you think of yourself on the show as far as a character, or how you're always animated. You always have a lot to say. Well, what was it like watching yourself this time?
Um, I thought I was a little bit more boring this season than I was
Really?
last time.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
You were
I
a
don't know.
little. Your head was in the game a little too much.
I think so. I think I got too involved, and I just I was playing more like strategically, and I didn't have as much fun. But I mean, I still had a good time. But yeah, I didn't go with the flow as much.
So, what was your mom's reaction to you? I said in the opening assessment of the show that the first thing I did when I met your mom was she said, Maggie, she's gonna have to play the game. She can't just go camping. What did she think of you this time?
I think she was really surprised that I actually like played the game instead of following everyone around. Especially at the beginning, she was really surprised because she kept talking about how I was just gonna go along and get voted out first or second, and it was just gonna be like a fun season to watch Martha. And but I did really well, so she was really happy.
Well, I have to apologize to you too because I think out of all the things I said in the opening interviews, I was most wrong about you. I said there was no way that you were going to play the game, and you proved me wrong. How did you come to that realization? Was it watching yourself the first time and you realized that you could play the game? Because prior to your first season, you had never even like thought about Survivor before, right? You had no
Yeah.
idea how it worked.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched myself the first season and I realized that like not playing the game was probably not the best route to go. And I was just really lucky to have people just carry me along because they didn't think that I would be any competition. But this season I don't know, I just went in with more of a plan and I got to work.
Why don't you talk to me about your alliance that you made with Kyle and Michael? And after you guys voted them off, you in particular were very kind of upset that you went with that decision. Do you think you would have had a better shot if you guys would have stuck with Kyle and Michael?
That's hard to say. I mean, I felt really bad about voting them out because I don't like going against my word, which you have to do in Survivor to do well, I found out. But I guess if I had stayed with Kyle and Michael, it fitted me more, and we could have gotten like someone like Shandy or Darren out sooner, which probably could have obviously benefited me.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite part about the second experience? Were there any moments that we didn't see on the show, or relationships we didn't see, or what was something fun maybe that happened on the show that the viewers didn't get to see?
I think the viewers kind of saw this, but I got to know Shandy a lot better, and she's such an awesome person, and I'm just so glad that I got to meet her. And also, same with Amanda. Like, I think, at least for within my household, a lot of people did not like Amanda on the show,
Uh huh.
but I think she just came off as really like this and
Uh
stuff,
huh.
I just really like Amanda, and it was just awesome getting to know her as well. She's like one of the nicest people I know.
So no bad feelings towards either of them because you kind of by the end you kind of were going up against both of them.
Yeah, no bad feelings anymore against them. I might have been a little bit mad at them when I first got out, but that quickly went away.
The other thing I want to ask you about is the final six Sigrid vote when Martha engineered this plan. Um, how were you involved in that whole thing and how did you guys carry out such a good plan?
Well, it was completely Martha's idea. And she told me the plan, and she was like, "You're going to use your idol." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But I still was really nervous that I was going to get voted out for some reason, which was really dumb because I had an idol. But anyway, it was just all her plan, and I just went along with it.
Yeah.
But it was such a smart idea, and that was my favorite play of the whole game.
Well, the last thing I want to touch on here is that you still were very popular among fans watching you. Very like to watch you and Martha be goddesses. And then our viewers submitted a question: Why are you such a goddess?
Why am I such a goddess? Oh, that's a tough question. Maybe it comes with just being me. I don't know, but probably I don't know. I can't answer that.
Well, we're just about out of time here. Is there any other things you'd like to say or any last comments you have for the people watching you? They've seen you back-to-back seasons now. I feel like they've gotten a lot of Maggie on their screen. Anything last things you'd like to say?
Thank you to my viewers for always watching me and liking me for the most part. It was really fun to play both my first season and my second season, and I had a good time. So it was fun to develop my survivor skills further during the All-Star season. So thank you, everyone.
Now, can you do that nervous purr you did in the final
Oh
6? Can
gosh.
you recreate that? Where did that purr come from?
I
Okay,
don't
not
know.
as good. You got to work on that. That should be. The
I know, I gotta
signature.
work on it.
Well, thank you, Maggie, so much for playing the game twice and being the only contestant to make it to the final 4 twice. So you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to you too.